Hi, I'm Didi Garcia Blaze with the Tequila Onda radio show. I'm your host, and tonight I have a really good program. We are going to be having a discussion with Manuel Eduardo Ramirez, who is an actor. And before I go into his bio, I kind of want to give a little bit of political commentary. Obviously, we've those of us who are immigration advocates, activists, have been watching and paying attention to what's going on the border. And we are watching women, babies, children, toddlers, kids getting gassed by our government. Things are just getting worse and worse and worse. And, you know, and I'm paying attention to the Donald Trump supporters. The Donald Trump supporters are actually cheering on the gassing of children and women. And, you know, I'm kind of a little disturbed by some people who are Latino, Hispanic, Chicano, Mexican, who are kind of putting the blame on women who are bringing these kids to the border. And I get it. I understand where you're going with that. You know, as a mom, having children of my own, I would have to question whether or not I would put my children in that kind of a situation. However, you need to put yourself in their shoes. Why are they wanting to come to the United States? Why are they wanting to risk everything that they have to come here? And in reality, they're fleeing a corrupt government of their own. And I want to remind my audience what made this nation great. Immigrants from European countries just didn't appear here in our country. They came here by boat themselves to flee their own governments. And many of these so-called Donald Trump supporters also profess to be Christians. And I'd have to say, you know, I was a little disturbed by a comment that I read today from a friend of mine on Facebook who I think forgot his place. The reason why I am apt to point out and point the finger to these Christian evangelicals, religious leaders who claim to preach the gospel, the reason why I am quick to point the blame on them is because as so-called Christians, you are held to a different standard, and that standard is supposed to be quote-unquote biblical ones. And with regard to the biblical what the Bible says about how we are to treat immigrants, foreigners, strangers, our neighbors, we shouldn't be gassing women and children. So my message to you is, if you're really going to put the blame on parents who are bringing the children, reevaluate yourself. Reevaluate the people who claim to be Christians, because they're not walking the walk. All right? They're picking and choosing what they want out of the Bible. But in reality, bottom line, one of the golden rules on this earth is to love thy neighbor as thyself. So with that being said, Manuel Eduardo Ramirez, are you on the line? Are you?
Yes, I am, Didi. Thank you. Es un placer estar aquí.
Yes, thank you for being a guest on my show. Just to my audience.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Manuel is known for Too Old to Die Young. He's an actor who has appeared for Too Old to Die Young, Matador, Scorpion, and Hawaii Five-0. He was born in San Bernardino, California. He is the eldest of 4 children and son of Mexican parents Manuel and Yolanda Ramirez. He's been married to his high school sweetheart for over 20 years and is a father of 3. Welcome to the show, Manuel.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you. Now, the reason why
warm welcome.
The reason why you got my attention is because you tagged me on a project, a new film project you are working on. Can you give me the ins and outs of that?
Yes, what I tagged you on was a small, short story that is in a featured film called Things Eternal. The reason we call it Things Eternal is they are stories that cannot be explained by man's law or science, more like maybe miracles or work from God. And it was a story called Footsteps, and we use the main topic that's all over Facebook right now on live feeds and people sharing, and that's immigration. It's a group of people who are coming to the United States, a mother and her Salvadorian son, in search of the American dream. And in the process, the group is caught by Border Patrol, leaving the son with a complete stranger named Jesus to find their own way to the United States. The reason I chose that is because it's a topic, it's a major topic that everyone is talking about, and we see a lot of people look at this topic through blind eyes. So I wanted to give you a little bit of what these people go through, and you know, we need to be a little more humane with each other. And not just that, but it also has a Christian message letting you know that God never forsakes you, no matter who you are, where you come from, or what color your skin is. God will always walk with you. God will carry you through your tribulations and through the times that He's testing you. So all the stories in that movie, which is available on Amazon Prime or even YouTube, we put it up on YouTube for free. It's a message from God. Every story has a little message of Christianity in it, religion, and love for one another. Something I think that we've lost, this generation has lost recently, is respect and love for each other.
Now, are there 7 short stories within this complete Things Eternal film that you...
There is a total of 6.
Okay.
There is a total of 6.
Now, what made you want to write a story about immigration? I mean, did you see something on the news? Did something move your soul? What was that moment that you just said, you know, I have to write about immigration and giving a message of hope to immigrants?
I mean, I know a lot of people who go through this. I know a lot of people whose parents have gone through this. I mean, my wife is an immigrant herself, and we are fixing her papers legally, and it's costing a lot of money. And thank God she didn't have to go through what these people go through. But I can relate. My wife is one of them. My wife was born in Los Reyes, Michoacán, and she came here. We started fixing her papers. The moment that she got her work permit, which was back in 2011, she went out and she got a job. She said, I'm not going to get any free assistance from anybody. She said, I'm gonna be an asset to this country. I'm going to pay my taxes, and I'm going to do everything the right way. She started off as a cashier, and now she is the store director, making $75,000 a year. So the American dream and the hope is there. We just got to find a way to fix it. We just got to find a way to integrate these people into our system so they can be profitable, so they can reach their dream, and it can benefit the United States. But it's a process that has been broken for years, and we got to find a way to fix it. So watching this broken system just made me think, all these people are not bad people. They're not bad hombres. Not every country is sending bad hombres over here. A lot of these people just want to come over here and work, and they bust their butts, they break their backs, and I know people who are immigrants right now and own 5 businesses, and they pay their taxes every year. So it's a story that needs to be told, and I just felt that I had to put it in my movie.
Good, yeah, a lot of people don't understand, well, smart people understand what's going on. You know, what led to the American Revolution was what led to the American Revolution was the fact that Americans were getting taxed, but they were not being represented. And my argument in the over 15 years of my immigration advocacy is essentially undocumented immigrants are the taxpayers. They do pay taxes, and they have no representation whatsoever. There are powerful, powerful people in Washington, D.C. who want to keep them in the shadows of society, no matter the economic contributions that they have given to us as Americans. If it were not for the immigrants, rest assured, Social Security would be out the door, Medicare, Medicaid, all of those government programs that a lot of Caucasians and Anglos benefit from are off the backs of immigrants and the billions and billions of dollars that they contribute to the economy. There's just a lot of people who don't understand and have that economic savviness to understand that overall they are contributing. If it wasn't for immigrants, our nation would be bankrupt. And major economists have stated that over and over again. But let's go to a sexier, fun topic. Thank you again. And to my audience, what's the name of your short film? Things Eternal, right? So they could YouTube search Things Eternal to find your film, correct? About these miraculous stories?
Correct. It's a featured film. It's called Things Eternal. You can just go on YouTube and type it in. Things Eternal. We have a couple other films up there, but it's a featured film with 6 stories, and it's all about things that cannot be explained by man's law or science.
Okay. How long have you been acting? When did you start getting into film directing and things of that nature? Tell us something, a little bit more lighthearted from such a serious discussion, because I don't want to cry right here on the microphone.
No, I hear you. I totally understand. Well, 2004, it's funny because I have an aunt who told me, you know what? I always knew you were going to be an actor. When you were little, you used to run around the house and tell me how you were going to be the most famous Mexican actor to ever live. I don't remember that. She remembers it, but I don't. And I remember in 2004, I was working a dead-end job in a warehouse, breaking my back like 12 hours a day in a freezer 20 below zero. And I have a buddy who comes up to me and he says, hey, he goes, they need extras for the film Jarhead with Jamie Foxx and Jake Gyllenhaal. He goes, we just got to go up there to Victorville, get fitted, get our haircuts, and we're on the film. And I was like, dude, but I don't want to be an actor. It's not like my forte. It's not something that I've always visualized of me doing. He goes, well, it'll be fun. He goes, we'll eat good food and have fun. We'll be on set, possibly even get to see Jamie Foxx from afar. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So I go up there. The first day that I get there, it is like 15 degrees. And they hand me a Marine's uniform. And I looked at her and I said, oh, okay, cool. I said, where's the sweater or the jacket? She goes, oh, no, baby. She goes, you don't get a sweater. She goes, today you're a method actor. She goes, now go out there in the cold and get some chow. I don't know what the hell method acting is, but, I found out real quick. So I go to chow, I eat. I spent the first 5 hours with these combat boots marching. I felt like I was in hell. I hated every minute of it. I hadn't seen any actors. I just seen a bunch of extras like me. I hadn't seen any cameras. I hadn't seen no lights, no nothing. So I said to myself, after lunch, I'm going to go hide in the bus, and I'm just going to wait there for the rest of the day. I can't do this no more. So they fed us some really good food. I mean, craft service was awesome. They bring us into the tent, and they sit us down, and they start getting the scene ready for Christopher Cooper, where he starts doing the speech about the GTOs. Well, just my luck, I got Jamie Foxx right behind me, and I got Jake Gyllenhaal, Jacob Vargas, and another actor right in front of me. And I'm right in between these guys, and I'm watching the director, start directing with his hands. I'm watching all these cameras, all these lights, and I'm in awe. I'm in like shock and awe right at that point. And when the director said action, at that point, I knew that's all I wanted to do for the rest of my life, was acting.
Wow.
It was the most amazing thing to watch. And then Jamie Foxx taps me on the shoulder and invites me to go out. he rushes off the set, and I forget to ask him for his number. So there went that opportunity. I'd probably be in Hollywood right now if I would have hung out with Jamie Foxx. But that was the moment that I knew I wanted to be an actor. I did some commercials in 2007. I quit because I mean, you know, like always, you have to put your dream on hold and fend for your children because your children are first. And then in 2004, I decided to take it up again and pursue it with a manager and an agent, and I've been doing it ever since. I've been lucky to be on a few TV shows. It's gotten a whole lot harder because everyone wants to be on TV now, and for every one role, there's about 6,000 submissions. So I figured if Hollywood won't open the door, then I'm going to sneak in through a window that I'm going to use a crowbar and open with by doing my own films.
Good.
And that's what's driven me to write and direct my own stuff.
Good. What was your favorite film project, television project that you like to do?
My favorite was Hawaii Five-0. They flew me out there for 2 days of work and had me in Hawaii for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just awesome. The people on set were like a family. I mean, from the moment you got on set, you were one of them. They really treated you like you were one of them, even though you were just there for a 5-minute part. You felt like they made you feel like an A-list actor.
So, and plus you liked Hawaii, I'm sure.
Oh, Hawaii was beautiful.
Is there anything you want to say to the audience?
I mean, I just want to tell everybody who's out there right now and pursuing a dream, and they're looking at a pencil and a paper and they're writing. Everything can be accomplished. You just got to set your mind to it. Don't look at life and point fingers and say, I'm not here because of so-and-so. I'm not here because I'm a woman. I'm not here because I'm not white. Just look at the future and say, I'm going to get there because of who I am. And don't let the lack of money, the lack of equipment, or people being negative stop you from pursuing your dream. We did Things Eternal with $3,000. We've done films with no money. Footsteps was literally filmed with under $500. If you have a dream, pursue it. Don't let nothing stand in your way, because you will accomplish it. It's your will that will push you forward.
Speaking of which, yeah, thank you for bringing up that point. I do recall you saying that you made this full feature film around $3,000. How the hell did you do that?
It's funny because I've always said me and my buddy Alec were just a couple. We're just a couple morons who don't know, who think they know what they're doing, but they don't. And we just go into projects not worried about the big things, not worried about having 20 people on set helping move cameras, doing the lighting. No, we just pick up a camera, we shoot, and we let everything else fall into place. One of my actors from Things Eternal, he called me a few weeks back, and he goes, hey, I just want to congratulate you. I just seen the finished film on Amazon. He goes, don't take this the wrong way. He goes, but the day that I met you, that we filmed the deal, that I walked in, and it was only you, your director, and the camera, he goes, I was skeptical. I looked at myself and I said, what did I get myself into? These two idiots who think they're making a movie. He goes, but I'm already committed. He's paying me $125. This probably is never going to get off the ground, so I'm cool, whatever. He goes, what you did was amazing. He goes, you, your friend, and a camera. He goes, that was just amazing. He goes, I've never seen it done. And everyone that I tell in Hollywood what you guys did, and they go and they watch Things Eternal, they say there's no way these guys did it with $3,000, and there's no way they did it with a two-man crew.
Wow,
and he
that's
goes,
inspiring.
yeah, they did. I experienced it firsthand.
That's inspiring, and it reminds me of, you know, I don't know if you followed Robert Rodriguez. He's one of my favorite filmmakers, but I mean, he just, that's how he made his start, is producing films on very, very low budgets. So it's refreshing to hear that somebody out of California is producing a full featured film at around $3,000. I mean, that's incredible. Kudos.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like I said, you just got to set your mind to it and say, I'm going to do this. One of the stories, literally the story called Life, is two actors. It's me and my buddy Wilson. And it cost me $50 to make. We shot it with one camera and natural light. $50, one camera, no lighting, just using the outside light. And it will grab you from the beginning to the end. And it's a story letting you know that nobody hits harder than life. Life has the power to keep you at your knees if you let it. And I play the role of life in human form, always punching you. Every chance life gets, it punches you, it hits you, it brings you to reality. And that's what we did with that. It's about 15 minutes long. Once again, two actors, one camera, one director, no lighting, $50.
How long did it take to film it? For
2.5 hours.
So, okay. And did it win any awards? I mean, did you put it in film festivals? How did you promote it?
I didn't put it in film festivals. It's part of Things Eternal. You'll get to see it on Things Eternal. We don't play the film festival because we're not about acolytes. We don't worry about acolytes. We just want to entertain people. We want to put out a good message. If it makes money, it makes money. If not, it's an accomplishment for us. And that's all I care about. It's an art. For me, it's like a painter paints. If somebody gets to see his painting, they see it. If not, he's just getting his art out of him and putting it on paper. Well, I'm just getting my art out of me and putting it on film.
So
I do it for the love.
So back to this $3,000 budgeted full feature film. How many filming hours on Things Eternal?
I think we shot it in a total of 7 days.
Wow.
7 days, and none of the days went over 8 hours.
Wow. Okay, so where was your location? The set location? There in San Bernardino?
There was a location in Wrightwood, California, which is more like a forest desert area.
Okay.
That was Footsteps. Footsteps had a restaurant, a shopping center. Principalities was in a home, in a church, downtown San Bernardino. I mean, everything was shot guerrilla style, and a lot of people contributed to business. The church let us film there. It was a Episcopal church. They let us film in their church. We used it as a Catholic church. So everything was shot guerrilla style. Everything you see out in the streets was no permit, shot on the fly in the gun, 4th and 10, Hail Mary.
Wow. Well, to my audience, again, I'm talking to Manuel Eduardo Ramirez, actor and a filmmaker who recently made a full feature film for $3,000 in a span of 7 days. You can catch Things Eternal on YouTube or on Amazon. Now listen, Manuel Eduardo Ramirez can be found on social media, I think, but can you give us the best contact information for, you know, people who might want to work with you on future film projects? What's the best way for people who are the creatives that are listening to this program? What's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
You can definitely find me on Instagram. You won't find any pictures. It's just me with a very long beard. I look Arabic. That's my picture. It says official Manuel Eduardo Ramirez Instagram. You won't find any postings, but you can always private message me, and I always get my messages. I always respond. I always check them. I'm a very private person, so I don't take to social media too well. I like to live a private life. I don't like to get involved in religious topics too much. I don't like to get involved in political topics too much because I like to stay neutral. I don't like to pass judgment on nobody because that's not my job. My job is not to pass judgment on you for your political beliefs or your Catholic beliefs or your religious beliefs. If you're not religious, I don't judge you. I love everybody. And I just stay neutral. And I think social media has a tendency of getting a lot of people in trouble. People think it gives them a platform to criticize one another. And for that reason, I don't use social media because I don't see it useful.
But it was a little useful in this sense because you tagged me on an immigration miraculous story. So you kind of just stepped in it with me. When you tagged me, I was like, oh, I gotta interview Manuel and let's talk about this and let's talk about giving hope to immigrants. So whether you like it or not, Manuel, you did get political. But so did Jesus. So did Jesus. So, you know, if you've read the good book once or twice, you'll see that he got...
Sometimes you got to ruffle a few feathers out there. You know what I mean? But I don't pass judgment. I don't judge nobody for their beliefs. Your beliefs are your beliefs.
What's your Instagram name again?
Manuel Eduardo Ramirez.
Okay, so the full name.
There. My full name. My full name, that's my Instagram. Okay. You can always send me a private message, and I will respond immediately.
All right. So to the creatives who are listening to this program, contact Manuel Eduardo Ramirez on Instagram, just like it sounds. And any final words, Manuel, before we go?
No, I mean, just I'm very... I appreciate you bringing me on the air and interviewing me and giving me the platform to share things eternal, because that was the plan, to share it with as many people as I can. And if I touch at least one person, then I did what God set me out to do.
Good. And I appreciate your inspirational messages that you've shared. The magic that you've shared here on my show. And again, I just applaud you for your $3,000 full feature film. This is stuff that Robert Rodriguez talks about. You just got to get in there and do it. So if there's anybody who has aspirations of becoming a filmmaker, just rewind this program and get inspired to get out there and do it. Just do it. You don't need 20 directors. You can make things work if you really work hard to it. Thank you again for being a guest on my show, Manuel, and I hope to have you again. If you are working on another full feature, please keep me posted and tag me again.
Of course. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome.
Muchos abrazos y besos.
And muchos abrazos también. And then for, as we close, I just kind of want to give a shout out to Otra Vida, Lowrider Club, who just this last weekend, Osvaldo, Otra Vida, they created a lowrider toy drive, and so there's so many people contributing truckfuls and car trunk full of toys, that is going to help orphans and the less fortunate. And in my view, lowrider clubs like Otra Vida and all the lowriding participants, participating community, they're doing God's work in spreading happiness. And I hope that those of you that want to participate in a lowrider toy drive in your local area, just do a Facebook search or a Google search and contribute a toy or two, and help our own community. Bringing it back locally, there is another toy drive at O'Neill Park on December 1, 2018. And this lowrider toy drive is located at 6448 West Missouri Avenue in Glendale, Arizona. And what Grumpy's Clubs for Claws is requesting is just merely donating one toy. So I hope you guys participate in toy drives this year and as we approach Christmas season. So with that being said, Osvaldo, our director, says hello, and we say bye. Thank you for watching my show. And again, thanks to Manuel.